Identity crisis is huge. I feel like I have taken so many people through this healing journey that's illness in their body, illness in their mind, and like recalibrating them so that they can be, released of this entrapment that's kept them in this suffering for such a long time. That through that, I've done rewiring of these beliefs that are either in this lifetime or another lifetime. And I feel like it's been really, really complex up until just recently. I want to slightly change it. And this is because a lot of the identity that you are, like you've forgotten who you are, we've been working on it on such a spiritual, emotional level that I think we've mostly forgotten about our human, like who are you? And you know who you are, but trying to find yourself post-children is something that is really hard, because not only are you trying to grieve that you are older and you've given away parts of yourself that you can not get back, it's trying to find out who you are post-kids, but still intact of who you truly are. And this is something that I want to talk to you about today, because it's something that I've been through, and I just know that if I've been through it, I'm able to articulate myself really well with it. And as I've recalibrated myself, I know that through my energy, it's going to come through to you. And I know that, something within what I'm about to say is going to help you too. So I really want to be honest with this. I was speaking with a friend this morning, and we had this really quick, brief conversation, but something just hit me. And she said, well, I'm going to paraphrase this, and I'm probably going to mince her words up, but the way that I took it was just so funny. But I just took it as, she said, stop being frumpy and get back to who you are, pre-kids. And I thought, oh my God, like who am I pre-kids? I don't even know who that chick is anymore. I have no idea. And as I began to feel about it, she said to me, well, why don't you chop off your hair? And I used to have really short hair prior to kids. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to chop it off. I'm going to get back to myself. I'm not going to grow it long so I can tie it up and, just have it really easy when I'm with the kids in the morning, or, playing with them at the park and the wind's going and I can just tie it up. I'm no longer going to do that. I'm going to get back to myself and do my hair and do my makeup some days. Get back to, feeling nice within. And it just dawned on me after this conversation with this friend is I had lost myself a lot. I had become this identity of convenience because of my work, because, being in the spiritual business, I think there's this hidden kind of belief in it that, if you are to dress nice or to look nice, maybe that's too egoic. And there's something behind that as well. As I think that is a belief. I think it's really important that we understand that we're able to express ourselves however we want to express ourselves. And it's not egoic at all, but we rather do have an ego to express ourselves. I think that's two very different things for starters, but there is that belief that if you do put an effort in, that you do get all these labels slapped over you, even as you would experience as well, turning up to pick up at school. If you look a certain way, you're going to get eyes and you're going to get some kind of label slapped on you. And I just feel like women, we're not able to really be who we want to be with this expression that we are, because it's just not safe for us. We are a target of criticism all the time. And so the more that we can dull ourselves down, the safer it is in us. And I just guess this morning with this conversation with a friend, I'm deeply grateful. I think it was like a 3 to 4 minute conversation that went on to change the trajectory of my day. Because it literally topped all my hair off. But I feel better and I feel good. And I really realize that as women, as time goes on, like especially in your mid-30s to 40s and as it carries on, I think we forget how to be ourselves, like how to be truly us, with releasing the criticism of others. That is one, but also because we lose ourselves as a mother. And for me, which was more about who I was, is that I think I just became the label of this healer. And not that I was trying to dull myself down, but I think I did it subliminally because of this egoic reaction that I just didn't want. But what my girlfriend had shared with me this morning, which is medicine to me, is she said, but you're still a human being. Like, you're still allowed to feel nice. And something just clicked. It just clicked in me that I was allowed to feel nice and be a human, all the while still being the healer and helping people. And somewhere in my mind, I just didn't allow to feel nice and that to be together from the external. I was always in the internal. I always felt, content and happy and nice inside. But sometimes I looked like crap on the outside. But that didn't matter to me because I was already content and happy. But what she was saying to me this morning is that I had lost a piece of who I was on the external, and it was time to get that back. I don't know how this is going to affect you, and I don't know what you're going to take from this. All I know is somewhere deep within you're going to understand. If you've lost yourself and your identity, you're going to understand what I'm talking about, is that sometimes we do get so focused on recalibrating and healing and rewiring that we forget to have fun or forget to express ourselves for whatever reason. And for me, it was criticism. It was, I didn't want to be seen in that way because I was helping people. But right now, it's about we're allowed to live. We're allowed to express how we want to. And even though I was already doing that, and I was really focused on this human experience and being there and experiencing everything, I guess there was one part that I was really forgetting, a part of my experience, is what I looked like. And I think this is a very important thing for women, especially women, is you're allowed to look nice. You're allowed to feel nice, even when the world says no. Even if the world's going to criticize you or criticize you for what you are or who you are, you're allowed to look nice. You're allowed to feel good inside and outside. For such a long time with the spiritual component of me, of that essence of just being and devoting myself to this work, I guess I just forgot how to look nice on the outside. I didn't really put in an effort. I didn't really go ahead and do what I feel like I would have done back, in my mid-20s or even early 30s before I had kids. I feel like there was a piece of me that was missing. And from the outside, people wouldn't understand this with me. But I understand it with me. I know what I left behind because I was so focused on feeling good and being this person and this embodied soul and channel so that I could get on with this missionary work and heal and recalibrate others and free them of this entrapment of their mind, that I just forgot that I was allowed to put in effort and look nice on the outside. It's different from just putting in enough to be respected or looking okay that day. This is a little bit extra. When you put in a little bit of extra work, a little bit of extra attention to detail for yourself, and whatever it's worth, this 3-minute, tops 5-minute conversation with my girlfriend today has literally changed me. And she said, Monique, you're cool. And she said, you're funny. And she said, when we're with you in a room, you light it up. And she said, it's got nothing to do with the way that you look, but you light it up. And she said, you're allowed to have the external to replicate that. You're allowed to put on lipstick. You're allowed to do your hair. You're allowed to do all this and show people who you truly are. Show them that you're funny. Show them your personality. Show them your life. And I guess there was just a piece that was hidden just because the world can sometimes be a little bit toxic and we hide parts because there's predators out there and we don't show the full versions of us or our children, is because we have to be safe. The video is because you have lost part of your identity post-children or post-healing. And I guess what I'm trying to say is you're allowed to feel beautiful again. And I hope that you do feel beautiful again. And I hope that you can go and buy something for yourself and feel good and have fun and express that. So wherever this has found you, I hope that you can meet me in on this journey of knowing to be a full soul. You're allowed to put in extra effort if you want to. It's not from a lack. It's not from, that you need to heal more. It's truly just an expression, and this is your life and you can live it however you want to live it. I I love you so much. And if you need anything, let me know. Let me know in the comments how you feel about this. And don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Mwah.